Hey everyone, I'm the Tom, welcome to my gaming channel, and today I'm playing another episode of Automation, and coming up is one of the replicas I'm most excited about, or one of the replicas I have been most excited about up to this point. It is a 2015 car. It is made from glued aluminum, front longitudinal, if I could actually speak today. Probably the wishbones all around, rear wheel drive I said, and then aluminium, and it is going to be a photo saloon, and I should probably at this point reveal what it is. It is going to be a Dodge Charger Hellcat, and for that we're gonna make the nose like really flat here. Now obviously there are some issues with using this body for the Hellcat, for example, that the Hellcat doesn't have those chrome window frames, and also we need to adjust the back a little bit. It goes inwards a little bit like this, and the rear window is a little bit longer like this. Actually no, it's set further back, more like that. I don't wanna... yeah, I am gonna flare the wheels a little bit more, because this thing has so much power that it needs wider rear tires. I think for basic silhouette this looks pretty much as close as we're gonna get, and I know it's not gonna be 100% accurate, but this is so much fun to build that I just wasn't able to pass it up. What color are we gonna make it? White? Red? Blue? Let's go for blue. Alrighty, so how are we gonna start? We are gonna start with the pretty significant lip on the bottom. Alright, there we go. And then we are going to start with, as you can see, I have a new mod pack. Now it's mod pack 6 already. Like, that's crazy. Like, the amount of custom fixtures for this game are already getting out of control. And I appreciate it a lot. I thank all of the 3D modders for making such awesome work. But for now we're gonna require a pretty standard grill right here, which has been like in for forever, basically, since the first car designer demo came out. This needs to be fairly big, like this. Yeah, maybe a little bit lower in height. And then we also need a few vents that have already been in the game for forever, basically. Right down here. And actually I might want to try something out real quick here. Putting this, actually making it a lot thinner actually. And then putting this like here. And then rotating this around. Oh my god, this has such a weird... like, it looks so weird when you adjust it. But this actually looks a little bit closer to what I'm after. Alrighty then. And now for the main grille. Now I have gone through a different... for a couple of different options off camera. And I think the best way to go is to go for either for... if I could actually find it. Probably this one. Or you could also go for just this one. The one I'm pointing at right here. But I'm gonna stick with the one we got going on here, because personally I prefer it. I'm not saying it's objectively the better one, but we need these vents and need to mirror them vertically and horizontally in order to create the mean look that the charger has got going on. This needs to be a little bit longer though. And you can see already that this is going to be that we are going to require a little bit more finesse to recreate the headlights appropriately. And I could kind of scam out and say, oh, the chrome outline is going to be like the LED strips or whatever it is on a real car, like the main characteristics of the headlights. I don't do stuff like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some white indicators down and follow those outlines to make it look like actual LED strips, even though it's, you know, technically indicators, but nobody cares as long as it looks equivalent. And we are going to not make those as thin as possible, because they would otherwise be pretty tough to see. But for now, I think it's gonna be all right. We got a little bit of a spot here where it's difficult to adjust the position appropriately. So I think we can make this a little bit less wide and then put those further inwards, and that should solve some of our problems. And put this like here. Alrighty then. So we're gonna need a few more, as you can probably imagine. It's not gonna be that many more, like 3 more probably. This right here. Actually it might be 4 more. This one's gonna be extremely small. But it has to be here, basically. Let's turn this around. And then we are going to create sort of an arc right here. And then we're just gonna take one more of these, mirror it, and then stretch it across the top, basically. I don't know how... Yeah, that looks pretty solid, all things considered. Might need to rotate it just a little bit. Alright, there we go. That's the main lights. Then, obviously, there are some more headlamps inside of this arrangement. Like there is one of, and it's actually fairly big. So this goes like here. No, it goes further up, so I'm gonna delete this. I hate that something just cuts through the vent for some reason here. I think this this body line cuts through the vent and therefore also cuts through everything that is on top of the vent. Like, this is not the way this is supposed to go, but it is the way it's going, so I'm not really taking the blame on that one. But what I will do is obviously put some more lights on this thing because it has them. Like one right here, and then one of those a little bit slimmer than that, like here. This is probably, I mean, I should put all of this a little bit further down and make this a little bit lower maybe. So maybe maybe then the fixture doesn't get cut in half basically. Yeah, almost there. A little bit lower, like here. So the simple fact of the matter, yeah, there we go. That looks better. Okay. So what we are going to do now is reposition everything, like put everything away so it doesn't, so it's not going in the way. And then we're gonna reposition everything like that goes there. That goes there. Oh no. Or whatever. That goes here. This goes here. And then the last one is gonna be on the top again. Then this thing can go here, and that goes right on the outside there. And it looks much better. Don't you think? That actually does look a little bit like a charger, doesn't it? I would say yes, probably. Only difference is that this goes on the upper side. Actually, you know what? I might get rid of this and replace it with this one. Doesn't that look more like it? Let's go for a darker blue again. There we go. Alright. So on the side we have some door handles, which are probably not too important in the whole scheme of things. So let's just put some simple ones on there. I don't know if... I mean, I should pay more attention to the door handlers probably. But what I'm really what I'm really after, and what you guys are probably really interested in, is me trying to assemble the taillight arrangement, for which we're gonna require this grill right here. And then, as I'm switching to one of the back-end photos of a charger Hellcat, alright, we are going to stretch it like almost all the way, and a little bit higher as well. How much space is there? Like there's a decent amount of space between it and the edge right here. And before we start on the taillight, we are gonna put a lip up here. We're gonna make it a lot, like this looks really bad right now, but it's gonna look better in just a second. Like this. I know it's not similar to the real one, but then again we have no option to make it as similar as possible. Well, actually, this is pretty much as similar as it's gonna go. So I think we need to make this a little bit higher still. And now I'm gonna start making the taillights. Prepare for a pretty long. Excuse me. Prepare for a pretty long fiddling with everything here. We need a lot of these, like a lot of these red taillights. We are gonna make a frame around the grill entirely, but I actually think we should make the grill even a little bit, increase the height even a little bit more, because there is a little bit of a little bit of black surrounding around the taillight array. So some of you might consider this to be tedious, and I apologize to those of you, but for the others who just like to see me replicate a car as closely as I can, for those it's gonna be a pretty good way to learn new techniques, maybe. Like really seeing how to effectively use the fixtures we got to recreate a car of your dreams, maybe. Yeah, I can see the Charger Hellcat being one of your dream cars easily. Like, it's got a lot of power, like so much power. You can probably tear a hole in time. And yeah, I'm just gonna continue with what I'm doing and put some more of these taillights into this grill. And try to be as vigilant about it as I can. Yes, okay, that still works. I'm gonna put like a very small one, because I messed up a little bit, but with my estimation on how long it needed to be. It's still fine, I can fix it with putting a small one of these here. Okay, so I'm gonna continue with this. And put one more in here, and then that should allow me to just basically throw some arrows straight ones in here. Yes, indeed. It doesn't curve anymore. This is me being a little bit lazy, because I could have used smaller ones to make those blue overlaps a little bit less easy to see. But come on. You can't really hate me for that, can you? That was still not it though, because it does have some small lights inside of this whole arrangement, like one of these right here. And then I need one of these, and just a little bit diagonal here. That's one of them. And then I think it has one short red one beneath those, like here. And then it says Dodge here in this in the middle of the grill here. Which is why I'm gonna go to this section right here and put a D somewhere first. And I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller, because otherwise I don't think I'm gonna be able to put it in. And I'm gonna go for an O, which should be here, and it is. I'm gonna adjust the position in a second. Don't think I won't. And we need another D. Please, somewhere over the rainbow. Okay. Those things are hard to move, especially as you're getting closer and closer to the middle. I mean, I can see why. I'm gonna put this like as close to the middle as we can. Like on the real car it's exactly in the middle, but that's unfortunately not possible here. Please select the O. Like, that was terrible placement on my part. I have to delete it. Okay, then we need a G. Oh, yeah, we need the other one. And flip it around. And then an E. Which is one of the most common marks at school, I guess. Alright, now that we got the dodge sorted out, what we still need is the number plate holder, the rear bumper, the exhausts, and the side vents. Now, the rear number plate holder is like really easy. It is just one of these bad boys. And just increase the size a little bit, the height a little bit more than the length, and then put one of these on top of it where the actual number plate sits. Like, this is the number plate then. Alright, then we need the rear bumper, which is basically just this one turned around. Then the exhausts are fairly big, I would say. And then for the vents, I'm gonna go for the same thing I've gone for on the front, but I'm gonna make them narrower. And then place some more. Where's that now exactly? Do they look? Alrighty. So there's one of those on the side. This freaks me out every time I adjust the width or the angle. It just looks so weird how it works. It's okay. Then we're gonna go for this one again and make it just a lot shorter and narrower, and then turn it around so this actually makes an appearance right here. I should have adjusted the length of this thing first. This one's gonna go here. And then we need one more. turning this into a pretty badass charger Hellcat, I would say. Not that the real one isn't badass, it totally is. And see, that does kind of look like a Hellcat, doesn't it? Alrighty then. So, oh, by the way, this replica was requested by, wait a second. This was requested, I remember that. And I thank, there we go. I thank Flavio Henrique for suggesting this, because I had a lot of fun building this car, and I hope you are satisfied with the result. But we are not finished yet, because we are going to build an engine for this as well. It is obviously a crossplane V8. What else would it be? I think it's kind of high tech here. It might be from magnesium, if I'm not mistaken. It is a 6.2 liter supercharged engine, but since we can't, since we don't have superchargers in the game yet, and since I don't know the exact bore and stroke, I'm just gonna go for what I think is gonna be reasonable, and that is too big. 6.2 liters. Forged steel probably. Titanium Conrads, it would surprise me if they weren't titanium. Since we don't have superchargers, I'm gonna go for... Actually, it might still be pushrod, I don't know. But I'm gonna go for a twin turbocharged setup anyway, because that's just what you do if you don't have superchargers in the game, I guess. Because I'm not gonna get a naturally aspirated engine anywhere close to the torque figures that this thing makes. To horsepower, yeah, probably. Not with pushrods though. We might need like 1.2 bar to make this happen, I think. And it might only rev to like 6.5. I think it only revs to 6.5. I'm gonna have to decrease the compression ratio a little bit. We're gonna throw some direct injection on there, and let's give it a performance intake, because I think it does have one. Premium unleaded, pretty rich, I imagine. Let's go for around 70 timing, and 6.5 like we said. We still need some exhaust though, so those are gonna straight through, and let's go for double straight through. For now I'm very far off the pace in terms of horsepower, but I can easily change that. Just need more boost, and there we go. We already made like another 78 horsepower just from that alone. Another 21 horsepower. I need more though. I need quite a lot more. 1.2 AR ratio brings me up to 621 horsepower. More than 1,000 Newton meters already. This is getting ridiculous. But I like it. I like it, don't get me wrong. I do. Now we should try to make the turbine a little bit smaller. To make the turbo a little bit, to make it spool up a little bit earlier. Let's go for max AR ratio. That's probably what it's running anyway. Maybe a little bit richer on the fuel side of things. We need to make the power a little bit later, so we should decrease the ignition timing probably. 5500 RPM is where it makes its max power now. Yeah, I can live with that. Knowing that I can still adjust the cam profile accordingly. And we're almost there, look. 692, we need 707. I'm just gonna go ahead and increase the Compression ratio, and we're almost there. 52? We're actually above what we need. And so I'm gonna decrease it by 1 point again. 706, come on. You can do it. 707 is what we are looking for. 708. What about now? 707. Okay. We're making so much torque. Like this is actually ridiculous. This engine is a real powerhouse. I'm gonna save this as the 6.2 liter Hellcat V8. Just in case I end up making a Challenger Hellcat engine at some point in the future. Might require a different body shell though than what we have. It does have an 8-speed automatic, which is kind of weird. It does go more than 200 miles an hour, that's what I know. And it does have a little bit of overdrive, so I'm guessing that's gonna be a pretty good way of setting the gearing. Sports compound tires, obviously. I think like 255 and then 295 is the way to go. 19-inch rims, as far as I can recall. Might even be 20s. 6-piston brakes front. I don't know the exact disc size, so I'm just taking an educated guess there. What might be conceivable. And I have no idea what the real drag coefficient of the actual car is. I'm guessing it's got a little bit better than average aero, so I'm gonna put like 4 quality points in there. Let's see what this thing make now in terms of top speed. Yeah, 327. It's not. It's a few kilometers per hour slower than the real one. So let's put like 3 more points in here and see what it makes now. 329. I'm saying that that's close enough. 5 seats, premium interior now, because it is 1 step above the previous generation. It's got all driver aids, pretty much premium safety. Let's go for sport preset. And then we're gonna run this thing. It's a 1900 kilogram car, so that's pretty close to a real one actually. 4.7 seconds, that's way too slow, but then again, we don't have differentials in the game yet. Keep that in mind. With a decent differential, this would be miles slower from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour. And yeah, that is my Charger Hellcat replica. And I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please click the like button, helps me out a great deal. Also follow me on facebook.com/thetomgamingchannel or on twitch.tv/thetomgamingchannel. I will be streaming from time to time there. But for now, thanks for watching guys, and I will see you next time.